My name is Danny White. I'm 56 years old, and I'm from Virginia Beach.
It was a Saturday afternoon, and I received a phone call from my mom. And I immediately knew something was wrong, and I could hear the paramedics in the background, and it was very distinct. Danny's had a stroke. I got on a plane, and 8 hours later I walked into the hospital where he was admitted. Physical therapist said to me, "There's this place I think you need to look at, Sheltering Arms." And one of the happiest days in the journey was when I heard Danny had been cleared and was going to be admitted to Sheltering Arms, and they had a bed for him.
I was in acute care for 5 weeks. I remember the ride there, and that's the last piece I remember until I got here.
So there are two different main types of strokes. There's what we call an ischemic stroke, which is related to a loss of blood flow to the brain, and then the nervous tissue can't function without blood flow, so it starts to die off. And then there is a hemorrhagic stroke, which is related to a bleed with either above the brain or within the brain tissue itself.
Danny experienced a bleed in the central part of his brain that affected more like the cognitive skills that are so important for daily life, things like being able to pay attention. The biggest challenge that he had post-stroke was what we would call visual inattention. So essentially there was part of his world that did not exist. Primarily for us, we needed Danny to be able to focus on the current task, to follow through, to be able to learn to scan.
On his first day here, he wasn't able to stand independently. He wasn't able to walk at all, even with the assist of 2 people. So our initial goals were being able to move around in bed independently, being able to sit up at the edge of the bed independently. He had a pretty strong lean.
Well, Danny was a very active and independent person prior to his stroke, so regaining some of that independence was very important to him. Specifically in OT, our goals are always focused on self-care and independence with those daily tasks. So we worked on those every week.
After a stroke, the biggest kind of jump starter to neurologic recovery is high intensity repetition, and that's been clearly proven across multiple studies. So the higher the intensity, the more repetitions, that's what's going to really kind of prompt the best chance for neurologic recovery, and then with neurologic recovery comes functional recovery.
Danny was an excellent example of kind of utilizing the array of technology that we have here at Sheltering Arms. So as he was here, our goals kind of evolved into walking goals of 50 feet and walking goals of 150 feet. So we started him off on the Locomat treadmill with body weight support. We utilized the BINS electrical stimulation on his leg. We also had him on our FES cycle for electrical stimulation to stimulate the muscles of the upper extremity and the lower extremity. We progressed him to the Vector body weight support system. During his time here, he progressed to being able to walk 590 feet in 6 minutes.
And I had to be in my wheelchair with shoes on every morning to be ready for PT. And I loved that structure.
In OT specifically, we use the Vector body weight support system while doing sled push activities. We were also able to use the Diego arm weight support to do high repetition practice with his arm. He was actually also able to use the BioLiberty Life Glove, which is a new device that we're trialing out at Sheltering Arms. And he was able to use that to work on his open hand positioning and manage some of that tone and swelling that he had in his hand at that time. And as his skills progressed, we were able to progress his independence, be it moving from doing things in seated to doing things standing, and then just being able to allow him to do more of his washing and dressing. And by the time he discharged, he had progressed to independent or setup level for a lot of those self-care tasks. So that was really exciting.
And the OT did such a good job with me too, getting all my strength back.
We focused on bringing real-world tasks into the therapy environment because ultimately our goal is for Danny and any of our patients to be as independent as they can be.
A lot of the healing is not just physical, but it's mental. We come up with a plan for me to be able to organize my medications, because each of them are different.
We used technology. There are lots of great activities where he could practice visual scanning. There was a sticky note that we kept in the cabinet in Danny's room, and it said, "Gisela will be back on Thursday." And that morphed into an entire floor-to-ceiling wall of sticky notes. So it was just a way for not only to kind of reinforce this is a really helpful way, Danny, that you can remember important things, but also a way for his community to contribute meaningfully to his day-to-day life. There's a screening measure that we use that is called the orientation log, and it's really basic things like, what city are we in? What kind of place is this? When he discharged, he could score 30 out of 30, so he needed really no help with that information.
Eventually, Danny had some personal goals, and his major motivator for his time here was to be able to attend his daughter's graduation.
My kids, they're everything to me. And now that I've had my stroke, I know that how important it is for me to make sure that I can be the best I can be. And with the hard work, I'm going to be able to do the things that are going to matter to me the most, which is being the dad that they know and love and need.
We couldn't just let this take over. A turning point for me personally as a caregiver was the field trip to Wegmans that the physical therapists and recreational therapists put together. Community engagement, speech therapy, occupational therapy, they all helped us get ready to go back into the community.
Community engagement is all about connecting families and patients with support programs and community partners to enhance their recovery. One of the things that we also did was we connected Danny to a peer mentor here at the hospital. We also found an adaptive fishing program for him in the Virginia Beach area. Getting to see Danny getting back to what he loves again was just intoxicating joy. Danny is tenacious, he is steadfast, he is strong.
If I were to describe Danny in one word, the first word that came to my mind was limitless. He just really, truly never stopped trying to strengthen and improve and walk.
I would say resilient. He was so hardworking from the day he got here to the day he left, and I know his rehab journey has continued. He is so dedicated.
Danny is courageous. He is inspiring in so many ways and just so resilient. He just takes on everything, takes on every challenge.
I will never, ever forget Sheltering Arms and the people that were part of me and my family's rehab. The nurses and the therapists have all aided my family and me in having hope. And it's a win. It was a win for all of us.